All right, here we go. Survival attempt number 2 on the hardcore Dryad. Of course, we're going with bees, some slimes, and maybe a Nimbus, but I think we're just going to go bees and slimes on this one. Now, I said I was going to start at wave 31, but considering the furthest I ever made it was wave 36, I thought that starting at wave 31 might be a little sketch. So although I have gotten some upgrades, we're starting at wave 26, and that gives me, a little bit of time to get a few upgrades in. Let's see. We're gonna do the same thing as far as like having last resort, and then we're gonna do a little spawn camping. Now I'm gonna try to take advantage of the tree right behind the environmental trap again. We'll have to see how that goes here, but that is the goal. And I'm going to go ahead and upgrade it twice to get a tiny little bit more range out of it. And then I think I'm going to go back to double stacking here. Destruction, mass destruction, and defense rate on the bees. We don't get all the way to the spawn, but we get close. We get close. So let's see. We're going to put... I feel like I want to put the majority of things up front. Let's go something like that. And then we'll just kind of sneak in whatever we can sneak in there. Now, I'm not sure. Are we going to be able to throw a slime down here? It looks like we can. Let's throw a slime right there. And then here we're just going to have to go right back there. But we got one slime in. We can get some bees in. And I think these we're just going to throw... do we want them up on the rail? Yeah, screw it. Let's put them on the rail. We'll go something... Let's go something like that. And that leaves me enough for a little bit of last resort. That's, obviously not a ton, but it is something. So we're going to go with 2 bees there, and then we'll probably get 3 in here. Something like that. All right, so we got enough for 1 upgrade left. Let's just throw that in right there, and wave 26 start. Let's see how it goes. Now, I'm semi-converted over to ability power. I don't have full ability power gear or hardly any of the shards yet. But you see, I did get a mana capacitor just to help stay corrupt a little longer with a little increased pool of juice. And, yeah, we'll probably drop a star or 2 here throughout this one. Now, still, of course, hoping for thick vines. Let's just see how this first wave goes. Wave 26 here. And, obviously, if we were full powered up. Now, of course, this being the hardcore playthrough, I want to, stay alive. So I will leave the match prior to losing in a perfect world. I'd hate to end the series here on this run, but some nice quality of life having that additional mana pool and being able to stay corrupt a bit longer. That is for sure. The Flyers are pushing in hot. We're just getting Chaos 6 gear, so we won't see any gear improvements for a ways yet. So this stuff that's dropping now, we can, just look for any potential 10 out of 10 mods and then just auto-sell everything else. And then the goal, of course, is to get a survival chest. A survival chest is going to guarantee a survival shard. And hopefully we get thick vines. But we will find out here. We got Hex throwers a little bit. I mean, they're not completely out of range. As you see, it did die. But a little bit uncomfortable there. In fact, let's just get an upgrade on each of those trees. And then let's try to get this side set up the best. And then just pay attention to the other sides. Something like that. Let me just drop my stars right here. Go ahead and let it fly here. I should be safe to drop stars for a little while. Now, this, of course, is going to be a longer run. So with that in mind, we are going to edit this video into a more watchable format. So let's go ahead and jump on forward to wave number 30. All right, and away we go. Pretty smooth sailing so far. It's amazing how hard the corrupt stars hit for, with relatively super low ability power. You know, I mean, I've got what? Hero damage, hero health, hero damage, hero damage. I got ability power on one piece, and we are just dropping hammers on these baddies. So here we go. Wave number 30. Let's go ahead and fire it up. We'll drop a few stars as the initial part of the wave rolls out. And considering I've been mainly AFK, I'd get in and do a little slapping here and there before. But for the most part, just spent nearly the entirety of this playthrough AFK. So now that I'm willing to start contributing a little bit, it makes such an enormous difference. It really does. The bosses just die. I've just been extremely generous with the stars and sitting here spamming them all the way until I hit like 200 enemies left. And then just going corrupt. That leaves me tons of juice for the bosses when they come out. We got an ogre. He's rolling out very early here, so we can just get him slapped right down now. Maybe he's not out yet. There we go. Ogre down. We got Malthius as well. But Malthius is rolling out too. It's very kind. A little delay there. Come on out, Malthius. A little bit further, buddy. Just a very noticeable difference watching these guys go. Now, oh, finally, we got our first chest. That is our first chest in total. What was that hitting the cart? I'm not sure. That was a bug. Our first overall chest. So let's see what's in it. It's not going to have any loot in it that we want, but it could, you know, could potentially have that thick vines. So let's see here. We got the usual stuff. A little frosty power. We got some shiny mats. Let's lock those guys up. And let's see what's in the chest. We got resolute armor, which, you know, resolute armor is not a bad thing. Nobody likes getting one-tapped, right? And then we got a bunch of shiny mats, of course. So it's still a good shard, but not quite the one we are looking for. Let's just sell all on this because we're not going to have any upgrades. And get things sorted back out a little bit in our bag here. All right, so let's try wave number 35. Now, once again, if things do start to go bad in some way, I will attempt to not lose the core and leave the run prior to dying. So with that in mind, yeah, hopefully we're not back before wave 35, but you never know. Let's let it fly here. All right, wave 35 is upon us. Let's see what we got. Looks like we're going to have a Skarnash, so we're going to get kind of a free boss here. Skarnash is going to, you know, at this point probably won't do anything. But, you know, Skarnash will get to a point where he's just one-tapping me over and over and over again. But he's not likely to take out a tree as long as I don't stand next to him. Let's just go ahead and let it fly here. I think this is going to be a fairly easy wave 35. Hopefully, anyway. Now, another thing is we are now going to see potential upgrades. So, of course, we're looking to get at least Chaos 8 unlocked. I would love to be able to just skip Chaos 8 and go right to Chaos 9. That would be awesome. But I'm not sure how realistic that is. We will find out. That is for sure. We can still just chillax it out on this one. The ground lanes are just going to get handled. Really, the only mini bosses that are a problem right now are either cannon ogres or siege rollers. They're the only thing that's really going to cause me a major issue. So I need to watch out for them. But besides them, everything else should still just be burning. What kind of loot we get? 10 out of 10, Chaos 7 relic right there. Of course, we want to see the legendary stuff. I don't want to spend any resources on upgrading things if I don't have to. And let's see, are we going to get lucky? Another chest? A bag. No chest. Boo! I mean, we still got the potential, but it's not as likely to see a survival shard in the chest itself, or in the bag itself. Well, we got Fleeting Nature, which is huge. So that's definitely one I'm going to want to keep. We probably got some potential upgrades, too. Let's see if we do anything for our champion score. This was our mule here. So let's see if we can get Chaos 8 unlocked. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. Now, did I get... that's a Chaos 6 piece. Yeah, I think we'll just sell off the rest of this stuff. There is a hammer we want to save. Everything else can just be auto-sold. And let's let it fly. So now we're shooting for wave 41. As always, I will jump back in and let you see the tragedy if things go bad. Let's see. I'm going to throw one more upgrade on this tree here just to get it fat. And then we're still upgrading. So just kind of plugging along at this point. And not really prioritizing anything individual or in particular, just upgrading what happens to be closest to me wherever my mana collecting endpoint is. But let's jump on forward to wave 41, assuming we make it that far. All right, and here we go. Wave number 40, we made it. It actually real smooth. I do have a Slakelion here to deal with. And let's see what we got coming here in 8. We got Quibbly. Looks like Quibbly is going to be our mini-boss, so that shouldn't be too bad. Now, we do have a Slakelion, so I've been trying to start off by helping out with the Slakelion, just so it doesn't make it too much further down the lane. This one is right over here. So we're just going to drop some stars on his face. And make sure that he doesn't survive very long. And then just get back to slinging stars. We're just going to drop a bunch of them here again. And get ready for the boss to come out. Could probably swap over to Corrupt right about now. But I want to get just... couple more stars down. Flyers are starting to push in a little bit. You see Quibbly at 11 million health, so they're starting to get a little health as well. I have been helping out on these Hex Throwers. Hex Throwers like that little spot right there. They do get some shots off on the trees, which is only cursing that one bee, so hasn't been too bad. But definitely something I need to stay conscious of. Quibbly blew up. Now, hopefully, we see a chest here. Still getting Chaos 7 gear. Next wave officially begins the start of Chaos 8. So, hopefully, we start seeing some Chaos 8 gear. Now, I'm assuming, based off of my auto-equip here, that I will have Chaos 8 unlocked after this one. No chest again. Dang, man. Just having terrible luck getting these shards. All right, let's see what we got. We got Heroic Boost, which, glorious if you're playing a monk. And we got some gear. Let's see if that is enough to push us up over the hump. No, barely an increase. So not quite enough. I'm assuming we're going to blast right through that here in the next wave. Ooh, we got our first cannon ogre coming. This is the first cannon ogre of the run. I'll go ahead and I won't skip this one because this one has a high probability to be a complete train wreck. Let's be honest here. Let's get a few stars down before our Slikelion pops. I'm going to have to give a little assist, I think, up front with that Cannon Ogre, too. But I do want to get starred up here. Get all full of juice and get some backup stars going. That way we're good to go. I should be able to get a few shots off the Cannon Ogre without him taking me out. Hopefully. If he shoots me, you know, it's going to be a one-tap. Go ahead and go corrupt here for a second. Get these flyers scorched out. Oh man, nothing's on that dive bomber yet. I'm going to have to sacrifice myself, aren't I? Or no, dive bomber is down, luckily. Oh man, we're getting pushed. That was a big step up. I haven't even given this Cannon Ogre any attention yet. Alright, Cannon Ogre down. Gribs is down. Wow, that was a big step up there. Yeah. Holy crap. The difficulty has scaled. That is confirmed. So I think we could be pretty close to the end at any time here. At a minimum, I got to get Chaos 8 unlocked, though. That was the whole point of me running this one. Now, you know, obviously I want to get thick vines, but I'm not delusional enough to think I'm going to get it without any grind. Shy of getting, you know, a couple of godlies or whatever dropping. Right, so that tree is still staying relatively safe. That's good stuff. Oh, please, no more Cannon Ogre. And we got Quibs and Tuskar. Okay, those should be fine. But more importantly, we got Chaos 8 gear on the ground. So without a doubt, when we get through this one, let's just do it now. Equip those gloves. Oh, they weren't enough because they're blue. Do we have any quality gear laying around? We got a sword. That's a Chaos 7 sword, though. What a bummer. We didn't get any really high-rolled Chaos 8 gear. Well, we're going to be getting Chaos 8 gear this run, or this wave as well here. So let's just skip on forward to either wave 45 or the end, whichever comes first here. Oh no! Are we going to survive it? Boy, I let it push way too far there. Oh, we got something. Oh, it's a Skelly. All right, so we could just be very near to the end here. There's no doubt. Go up here and get him kicked into range a little. There we go. We got him. Well, we got a Chaos 8 relic, which is going to be an enormous upgrade, but I, of course, have to get the mods swapped over. I mean, we got some gear here, so I think at a minimum, we probably almost have to have Chaos 8 unlocked, right? Let me just pick up some of this stuff and see. Yeah, see, that took us up to 8511, and boom, we got Chaos 8 unlocked. So we're getting pushed really, really hard now, though. So I think I will just go ahead and continue to let the video roll from there without editing out. That way we can see. It's debatable whether I should have bailed on that wave, I think. I let it ride a little, thinking I was going to be able to get it, and I think I may have lucked out a little. Now, we're going to need a couple more ups on this tree. Let's get that guy cracking off. And I'm kind of reluctant to spam stars through the beginning of the wave now because the push is coming in. So I think I'm going to try to get some stars on the ground here. All right, and then we'll fire it up. See if we can get our Slickelion to turn around. Yeah, we're going to have to petrify him. The bees will burn him, but we just got to keep him still. Let me throw just a couple more stars down. And we'll just go right back corrupt. We need all the power we can get right now, and I got to keep these trees alive. As this is just ultra sketch. We got the spiders now for Chaos 8, and they're not completely taking the slimes out of the picture, but the slimes are no longer a good source of DPS, and they're just the ignite source now. Right, Huskar is rolling out. Oh man, is that? Get Quibs, a little help on Quibs. He's actually not doing much damage to the wall. A little help on Tuskar as well. We should be fine, though. We can just heal through that. Ooh, but no. Yeah, we're going to have to bail. Leave game. We're out. At a minimum, we got Chaos 8 unlocked. So let's just see what we do have and see what we got out of the deal. All right, so back in Tavern. First, let's check our champion score. Wow, it actually went up another 200 just from that half a wave. And then we want to look at our Dryad here. We're ability power now. We kind of want to look at the rolls, etc. I mean, that one's slightly more ability power, but not a ton. But more importantly, I want to swap some of my other pieces over. Like, that's an upgrade. Obviously, I want an ability power piece, but that was big enough of an upgrade to just go for it. And we got this Chaos 8 Relic, 7 of 10. Got not a great secondary roll, but probably quite doable. What do we got there? Once again, not really what we're looking for, but it is a slight upgrade. I don't know if I want to give up that 9,000 hero health, though. Check and see if we got any mods. We didn't get any mods, so didn't really get a ton accomplished there. We got no godly gear. We didn't luck out on any of it. We did get Chaos 8 unlocked, and we're crazy close to unlocking Chaos 9. Wow, we only need like 1,100 champion score and Chaos 9's unlocked. Man, one more big wave. One wave would have done it, but my range is just trash. I'm wondering if I need to switch over to looking at adding in some harpies in the mix as well, maybe, which I'm not completely against. But yeah, that will do it for this one, though. Thanks an absolute ton for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Take it easy.